And I'm just going to keep this back here because this is available, but maybe you want to get a second piece as well, because the moon, to me, this talks about Halloween. This one, as we go into our winter festive holiday season, Merry Christmas, Snoopy just stretched out on the top of that mailbox with that beautiful quilting pattern that you're seeing, quilting on Snoopy's ears even, and Woodstock looks like he's in charge of mailing the letter. Santa Claus, North Pole, Woodstock having that beautiful little Santa hat on and just ready for the festive season. The mailbox is delightful, saying Merry Christmas on it. On one side, you've got that quilting on the other. It's wrapped around with the, kind of beautiful wreath, the swag that you have wrapping around that mailbox, going into dappled snow that even has carving on that as well. H464381 is your item number. And then, not to be outdone, look, Jim doesn't leave any part of this untouched and kind of loved on. We've got, holly beads right there that we're seeing right there. H464381 is your item number. Over 900 of these have been ordered since it was made available. Okay, Jim Shore, I'm going to turn it over to you. Please talk to us about this one. How did this one spring to life?
Well, as the other one, celebrated, as you said, Halloween, this is definitely one that's going towards Christmas.
Yes.
Our favorite time of year. And I just love to imagine what the relationship between Snoopy and the rest of the gang and Woodstock is. And Snoopy and Woodstock, they're kind of buddies, so
they're
always
friends.
doing something. Yeah. And they're mailing this letter to Santa Claus, which is what I used to do as a kid along with my brother. We used to always do that. We'd write up I'd like to say that we wanted peace on earth and all that, but actually it was a long list of stuff.
List. Yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of part of my personal tradition, and I like to weave some of that stuff into the pieces that I do, because I draw from my experiences when I was a kid and in a relationship with my friends.
So can I ask you, do you remember the one gift as a kid that was maybe the one that you totally asked for and begged to get, and you actually received? Do you remember that one?
Yes.
What was it?
I do. It was a Schwinn bicycle.
Oh, yes! What color?
And it was blue. It was blue, and it had lights on it. It had, little generator thing that the wheel would do,
Yes.
It had it had a horn.
Yes.
Yes.
How old were you?
I was just going into the 5th grade, so I was 11 years old.
11 years old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
11 years old. And I loved my parents so much because we didn't have a whole lot. Okay. We were sort of not exactly Mill Hill, but we weren't Forest Hills either.
Yeah.
And for them to save up enough to do that for me, that really meant something to me. It was just absolutely a wonderful Christmas that year,
Yeah.
I loved my parents. And they always did a little something like that. I tell you, the best gifts I got from my folks, to tell you the truth, was things that they made themselves. Mm-hmm. Dad made an easel for me one time, for my painting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I still have it, actually.
You did? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the gift for me for the Christmas that I asked for is I must have been about 13 years old, roller skates. I wanted leather roller skates with urethane wheels. That's what I wanted more than anything in the world. More than anything in the world. And I actually, Jim, still have them. I just used them. Mm-hmm. Yep. I went roller skating earlier this year, and they were like, wow, these skates. And the dude took the skate key and he was like, these look like they're really great. I still have a size 9. They work perfectly. Those roller skates are like 43 years old.
We couldn't afford that. We had the kind that you crank and clamp onto your shoe.
Oh, they clamp on your skates. Yes. I know those kind too. Actually, I know that I happen to know firsthand it was a group gift. So my mom and dad and my grandpa, they went in on the roller skates, and here I am 43 years later, still have those skates, still love them in the same way that you still have the easel.
Those are marvelous. Mm-hmm. Those kind of memories are marvelous. And I think that's one thing that I like about the kind of artwork that I do. And so many people tell me when I do the signings and that sort of thing, and we discuss, what the pieces mean to them. And, sometimes it's just a a little gift or something for somebody, but sometimes it has some real meaning. It really touches some hearts, and it becomes part of their their tradition,
Their
and
story.
their family history, and that means a lot to me because I never lose sight of who I'm working for. And when they tell me things where it sort of brings us together. We have a connection, and it's not just me cranking out a bunch of stuff and hoping somebody out there, is.
Right.
When I do signings, okay, sometimes we'll do virtual signings, and I'll go up to our distribution and sign a bunch of stuff. I might sign thousands of pieces, but every single piece means something to me because I know that one piece is going to be special to one person. So.
Absolutely. This is I co-sign everything that you just said, and it's nice to know, right, that you have the heart behind it. And that's what's wonderful about being here on QVC and QVC2 is that you actually get to hear from the artist. This is an expiring price, so this price is here, this easy pay is here only till the end of the day. It's 7 inches tall. It's going to be about 4 3/4 of an inch in length and about 2.5 inches wide. And it's substantial. It weighs a pound. So this is something that you're going to get home. You're going to put it on your entryway table. You're going to put it next to the tree. You'll put it on the table that's next to your sofa. Those Snoopy and Woodstock pieces, maybe you're sending it to your best friend. They are absolutely amazing. Don't wait on those. 4 easy payments of $15 for those. And if you're wondering about my top, it's from my girl Kim